the legal emergency nobody warns you about. Stop. If you have a case that hinges on serving legal documents, and that person is hiding, dodging, or living halfway across the world, listen closely. Because a case can be won or lost before it ever reaches a courtroom. It can collapse on one single point: did your documents get served properly? Right now, somewhere, a deadline is ticking. A defendant is ducking service.
You've been served, right? We've all seen that scene in the movies. It's usually some hilarious, over-the-top moment. But what does that phrase actually mean? And, how much of what we see on screen is real versus just Hollywood magic? Well, today we're going to dive in and separate the movie myth from the legal reality. So what if I told you all those goofy disguises, the fake pizza delivery guy, the dramatic showdowns? What if it's all just wrong? Let's peel back the curtain on a job that's way more important and a lot more misunderstood than you might think.
Yeah, in the movies, it's all about the big surprise and a clever punchline. But in the real world, it's all about strict legal protocol. This isn't a comedy sketch. It's a super important legal function. It's not about saying some magic words. It's about carefully documenting the time, the date, and the location, so it all holds up in court. It's not about being funny. It's about being right.
Okay, so let's get into it. Section 1, more than the movies. We're going way beyond the big screen here to see what this job is really all about. So what is process service at its heart? It's the official delivery of legal papers. But here's the kicker. It's all about following strict rules. This isn't like the mailman dropping off a package. No way. The whole point is to create a rock-solid, legally binding record that says, yep, this person officially got the news. And those rules? Well, they lead to some serious non-negotiables. First, you've absolutely got to follow state and local laws to the letter. Second, the documents have to be personally handed to the correct person, no exceptions. Every single detail, the time, the date, the location, it all has to be recorded. And all of that comes together in a formal proof of service that has to be good enough for a judge. Seriously, one little slip-up can throw an entire case into jeopardy. All right, moving on to Section 2, the rules of the game. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty of the regulations and the skills you need to have to play by these super serious rules. I mean, let's be honest, serving someone isn't always a simple knock on the door. You can probably guess that most people aren't exactly throwing a party when they see a process server. A lot of folks will actively try to duck and hide, which means this job takes a lot more than just a map and a smile. It's a game of strategy. And that strategy requires a pretty amazing set of skills. These pros are kind of like part detective, part legal whiz. They've got access to special databases to track people down. They know the legal ins and outs of getting into secure buildings. And they need some serious cunning and ingenuity to find people who are trying their best to stay hidden. The goal? To outwit even the most slippery people, all while staying completely on the right side of the law. No trespassing allowed. Okay, so how does this all work from your end? Like, if you actually needed to hire someone, let's get into the practical side of things in Sections 3, a professional's playbook. We'll look at the process and, the price tag. Believe it or not, getting started is actually super simple. It's usually just 3 easy steps. First, you fill out a request form online. Second, you just email or upload the documents that need to be served. And third, you get an invoice. And once that's settled, the work begins. That's it. And the big question, what does it cost? Well, it's pretty much all about speed. You've got your standard service, which is the base price. But hey, if you need it done by tomorrow, there's a next day option for a bit more. And if it's a real emergency, there's a same-day rush service. So the faster you need it, the more it'll be. Makes sense, right? So you're probably wondering, what kind of documents are we actually talking about here? Let's dive into Section 4, the service menu, and check out everything these pros handle.
Yeah, it's a whole lot more than just a basic summons telling you to show up to court. The range of stuff they deliver, wow, it touches pretty much every corner of the legal world.
I mean, look at this list. We're talking summons and complaints, small claims cases, restraining orders, really serious life-changing stuff. Things like evictions and foreclosures. They handle subpoenas, wage garnishments, bank levies, and of course, really sensitive family law matters. When you see the kinds of documents they're serving, you really get why doing it perfectly is so, so important. And believe it or not, it's more than just serving papers. Their job doesn't end at the doorstep. A lot of these pros offer a whole bunch of other services that help lawyers and their clients from the very beginning of a case to the very end. They can actually file documents at the courthouse for you. They can do research and dig up public records. They can even help prepare the subpoenas that need to be served. You can really think of them as the support crew for a legal case, making sure all the important background work gets done right. So all of this brings us to our final and maybe most important point in Section 5, why professionals are essential. And trust me, it's not just about convenience. It's a must. Honestly, this quote really says it all. One single mistake can lead to a dismissal, so why risk it? Think about that. The stakes are incredibly high. If you mess up the service, if you don't follow just one little rule, a judge can literally toss your entire case out. All that work, all that money, all that stress, just gone. And that's why you hire a professional. It's not a luxury. It's insurance. It's about making sure your case doesn't get thrown out because of a simple, avoidable error. They're the ones who make sure the whole legal process isn't jeopardized from the very start. So that leaves us with this final question to think about. Is a process server just a person delivering a piece of paper? Or are they something more? Are they actually delivering the first crucial piece of justice, making sure the entire system can start working the way it's supposed to for everyone?
Service of process by publication. What happens when you simply cannot locate someone? You may be able to serve by publication, but courts have strict requirements. The global process server knows exactly what those requirements are. They help you find qualified news sources, traditional and online, that meet the criteria. Their certified private investigators prove your due diligence was done properly under the Code of Civil Procedure, and they assist with all the required filings. Every box checked, every step covered. Private investigations that deliver answers. Sometimes serving papers is only half the battle. You need information. They're certified investigators, many of them former law enforcement and government agents, offer asset searches, background checks, location searches, surveillance, forensics, cybercrime investigations, and social media investigations. 3 decades of experience across 50 states and U.S. territories. They can even provide expert testimony. When you need the truth, this is who you call. Translation and Native American Reservation Service. 2 more powerful tools in your arsenal. First, translation. They deliver fast, accurate, certified, court-ready translations for litigation, immigration, corporate matters, and cross-border disputes, with dependable same-week turnaround on urgent matters. Second, and this is rare, they serve legal documents on Native American reservations anywhere in the United States. These reservations often operate under their own sovereign laws. The global process server has working relationships with most tribes and over 30 years of experience navigating those unique rules. Why this matters for your case? Let me put it plainly. Improper service can delay your case for months. It can get your filing dismissed. It can cost you a win you deserved. You should not have to gamble with that. With the right partner, you get speed, affordability, and results you can trust, backed by more than 30 years of proven expertise on every continent. Your next step, right now. So here is what to do. Do not wait for a deadline to become a disaster. Reach out today for your free quote. Call 855-505-9155. Fast, affordable process service you can trust across 195 nations and all 50 states. If this video helped you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone facing a legal deadline right now. Because in this world, the right serve at the right time changes everything.
Call the Global Process Server at 855-505-9155 for a free quote. Your papers served right nationwide and worldwide.